Hello, my name is Christy, and some of you will know me as I come into the local primary schools to do assemblies. And this is my very first YouTube assembly, which I'm going to be doing during this strange time when we all can't go to school because of coronavirus. I'm hoping to do one of these a week, so you can watch it at home, and then maybe afterwards you can talk to your mums or your dads, or your sisters or brothers, or whoever is at home about the things that we've been thinking about and learning together. For my first assembly, I want to take you back a week. Last Sunday, not the one just gone, the one before that was Easter Sunday, wasn't it? Did you get quite a few Easter eggs? Have you eaten all your chocolate? Or are you still hanging on to some of it? We're all different, aren't we? Some of us hang on to things and hoard them. Others of us will eat it all in one go. But I want to tell you a story about that very first Easter day. We know the story, don't we, about how Jesus died on the cross on Good Friday, and then 3 days later, on Easter Sunday, the women came to the tomb and they found it empty, and they were confused. But then they met with Jesus, who was alive, and they were so full of joy. Well, that same evening, the disciples, Jesus' friends, who may have included the women or may not have done, were all gathered together in the upstairs room of a house. And they were in a lockdown. They had the doors locked because they were frightened that the same people who killed Jesus might come after them too. So they were scared. And they were sad. Because their friend Jesus, their dear friend Jesus, had died. And they were also confused. Because some of them had seen the empty tomb. And they'd heard the story from the women that Jesus was alive, but they didn't really understand it. They didn't know what was going on. So there they were, feeling afraid, sad, and confused, and gathered, huddled behind locked doors. And Jesus came right through the locked doors and the walls and stood amongst them. And he said to them, "Peace be with you. God's peace be with you." And the story says they were overjoyed. They were so happy to see their friend Jesus and to know that he was alive. I don't know if you recognise any of the feelings in that story. We've been in a lockdown, haven't we? We still are. We can't go out just when we want to. Maybe you felt a bit scared about the virus and what it does to people. Maybe you felt sad. Maybe someone you know hasn't been well. Or maybe you're sad that you can't see your friends all the time, that you can't go to school anymore even, that we can't just do the things we want to do. That's normal to feel sad about that. Maybe as well you're a bit confused. We didn't expect this to happen. What's going to happen next? What are we going to do? It's a really difficult time, just as it was a difficult time for those friends of Jesus. But Jesus isn't stopped by any of that. He's not stopped by locked doors. He's not stopped by fear or sadness or confusion. He is able to walk straight into the middle of our lives and say to us, "Peace be with you. I give you my peace. I give you my presence, myself with you. I am with you, no matter what you're feeling, no matter where you are, I am there with you." And that really is the message I wanted to give you today. That Jesus, that God is with you when you're feeling happy, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling anxious, and when you're feeling confident. He's there with you. And he's ready to give you his peace whenever you just turn to him and ask. I want to finish by reading a prayer. But this isn't just any prayer. This is a prayer that Jesus would have prayed, because it's actually from the Old Testament, the bit of the Bible that Jesus would have had. It's from the Psalms, which are all song words and prayers. And this is Psalm 139. I'm going to show you the pictures as I read it. It says, Jesus, you know me so well. You see my heart. You know when I sit down and when I stand up. You know my thoughts before I think them. Before I get to where I'm going, you know where I will end up. Just like the wind, you are all around me. This is very hard to understand. Where can I hide from you? If I journey into space, you are there. If I sink to the bottom of the sea, you are there too. That's because you are everywhere. Not even the darkness can hide me. To you, daytime and nighttime are just the same. You made every part of me and watched me as I grew in my mummy's tummy. Before the world was made, you decided how I would look. I am made in a wonderful and amazing way, and I jump for joy because of what you have done. You will always watch over me. Every day I live is written in your book. So, Father, thank you that you made us. Thank you that you are always with us. Help us to remember that when we are feeling scared or anxious or sad or confused. Help us to remember you're there. And help us to say thank you when we are feeling happy as well. Amen. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.